I am sitting in the morning at the diner in the corner. I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee. He pours it only halfway, and before I even argue, he is looking at the window at somebody coming in. It is always nice to see you, says the man behind the counter to a woman who has come in. She is shaking her umbrella, and I look her all the way as they are kissing their hellos, and I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk. I open up the paper. There's a story of an actor who had died of he was drinking, or perhaps he had corona. Well, yeah, so why did I choose this song? This is Tom's Diner from Susanna Vega. It was a song that I really used to like and enjoy singing in my college days. And I was just thinking, because yesterday when I rode my bicycle all the way to drop my son and do some shopping, and on the way back I realized, oh, the coffee people are all sitting around. So until now it was all takeaway, but now people were actually sitting and having their breakfast. So, and it was the sun was shining yesterday after a long rainy week last week. So that's it. So things are getting back slowly by slowly to normality, maybe because of the vaccine. And yeah, so let's see what we can do now to boost our immunity to beat the vaccine, I mean, to beat corona, or to beat any sort of disease for that matter of fact. So getting back to pranayam, first of all I will just start with a little prayer. um, so sit erect, spine straight, neck in line. So not your head too high, not your head too low, in line. And let's just recite this mantra. You can listen to me while I'm reciting, and you can have a sip a cup of tea or coffee. So let me start. Sahana bhavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So now the meaning, it means that may we both be protected, may we both be nourished, may we work together with great energy, uh, may our study together be brilliant and effective, may there be no hatred or dispute between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Okay, so now coming to pranayam. Today I'm going to talk about the shatkriyas, which is what we do, the six cleansing techniques or purification techniques. So shat is six in Sanskrit, and kriya is action or activity or your duty, what you're supposed to do. So these are the cleansing techniques that you're supposed to do as a preparation for your body, for your system, to be able to do pranayama. Mainly because pranayama, you use the nose, it's all about breath. So you want your nasal canal to be free. So this way you can really free up your nasal canal. Um, I hope the light is good because I'm sitting outside here and I really don't know. Anyway, so I'll just continue. So the six types of kriyas are dhauti, Basti, Neti, Tratak, Nauli, Kapalbhati. So these are the six kriyas. Um, Now, I will just chant the sutra, which is from the Pradipika. Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Sorry. So it goes like this: Dhautir Bastitha Netis Tratakam Naulikam Tatha Kapalbhati Shaitani Shatkarmani Prachakshate. So this is the chapter 2, 22nd sutra, which says that these are the six shatkriyas. So it names the kriyas here. Now, it also says, just a second. Okay, there you go. Med shlesha madhikah purvani shatkarmani tatha anayastu nacha retani sho doshanam samabhavataha, which is number 21. And it says, if there be excess of fat or phlegm in the body, so fat, so if you are suffering from obesity and all these things, as well as phlegm, which is kapha actually, most people say kapha, but it's pronounced as kapha actually. So you are supposed to do these six kriyas, which will help you with a very healthy way of weight loss, because it cleanses, it detoxifies your body, as well as cleanses all your nasal canal, everything, so that your nadis, or your channels, all cleared of all the phlegm and mucus, etc. So now, one more little thing that I would like to say about pranayam. Why pranayam, and why have I still not gone to asana? Number one is because I'm still quite a technical, I'm still learning, and this is like just my fifth video. And what I'm doing is I'm just using the laptop. So this is really easy. I'm just using the laptop and I'm doing my video, and I have to check now how to get my whole body in order to get an asana done. So that's why not yet an asana. So I'm still a student, just like, yeah, just like you are, like all of us actually. Okay, so now going to pranayam. Pranayamena yuktena sarva roga kshayo bhavet ayukta abhyasa yogena sarva roga samudgamaha. This means pranayam, when performed correctly, eradicates all diseases. But a faulty practice of pranayam, he wants. So I'll tell you who I mean by he. So a faulty practice of pranayam will lead to all kinds of ailments. So this is again, I'll tell you which sutra it is. It is number 16 from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So this Hatha Yoga Pradipika is like one of the texts of yoga. You have Gheranda Samhita, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and Shiva Samhita. So now I'm only talking about Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the sutras from this place, this book, which was written by Swatmaram. So when I talk about I meant Swatmaram, who wrote all these things in his beautiful book, Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Okay, so now let's go to another one which I really like. When are you ready to start with your pranayam? So pranayam is actually higher than it's one step higher than asana. Of course, in the Western world, everybody is doing asana, everybody's putting head behind their back, and oh, what all we can, yes, yes. And it's sometimes, I think it's a lot of boosting energy. No, not energy, I'm saying boosting ego, but it is very important indeed for the whole, for building your body, for building strength, also if asanas are done correctly, because so many accidents happen due to asanas, and these days everything is faster and even faster, because I know how it is. I teach once in a week. Now, of course, since November I've not been teaching because the fitness studios are closed, and now they're slowly opening, but they don't still have these classes. So I teach once in a week on Mondays at Fitness First in Frankfurt. I teach yoga there, vinyasa flow. So I know how it is. Everybody wants it to be as fast as possible, possible, as cool as possible, and we have music and all that. So that's it. So but you have to be very careful when you do your asana. So I do a little bit of a slower flow, um, and again, what he says is, when is your body fit? When is your body ready for pranayam? So what does Swatma Ramji say? He says, Atha asane dhrida yogi vashi hita mita sanaha guru padishta margena pranayama nasyam abhyaset. So it means one's posture, asana. Well, that's why he says Atha asana dhrida. So once posture is established, or your asana practice is established, a yogi eating salutary and moderate food. That means you're not supposed to indulge. When you're a yogi, you eat simple meals. And you have light meals, should practice pranayam as instructed by his guru, by his teacher, not an app. Okay, these days everything is digital and we have app, and of course you can follow YouTube, but I would consider you to look at all this and then look for a good teacher who you can follow. Uh, and continue with your practice. So now let's go to now today what I was going to do. The topic today is Neti, and mainly Sutra Neti. So Neti is the cleansing of the nasal canal, the throat canal, and I just read, I thought there were only two types of Neti, but it says you have four types of Neti. So you have the Jala Neti, Sutra Neti, uh, uh, Griha Neti, and Dughda Neti. So, which means milk. Griha is, wait a minute, I have not written this down. I just thought I'll remember everything, but I will write it in the description box. So one is with ghee, one is with milk, and the other two, one is with water, and one is with the string, or the sutra. Sutra is obviously a string uh, in Sanskrit. So now today what I'm going to show you is how to do the Sutra Neti. But as I said, please look for a teacher and follow the Sutra Neti from a qualified teacher. So coming back now to one of the sutras for Sutra Neti. It says, Atha Netiha Sutram Vita Asit Su Snigdham Nasa Nale Praveshayet Mukha Nirgha Maye Chaisha Netihi Siddhairni Khadyate. That is number 29 from the Hatha Pradipika Samhita. So it means a cord made out of threads about one arm's length, a hand's length. So now I have my catheter here. So this is a little bit longer, but maybe because I'm not very tall. So obviously for someone who's a little bit taller, of course the tall Germans might have it shorter. So it's around 6 inches. Should be passed through the passage of the nose and the end taken out from the mouth. This is called Neti Karma and is to be performed adeptly. Kapala Shodhini Chaira Chaiva Divya Drishti Pradayini Jatrur Jaturdhva Jata Roghaugam Neti Ragu Nihanti Cha. That is number 30, which says the Neti is the cleaner of the brain and giver of divine sight. So something like clairvoyance, I don't know. It soon destroys all the diseases of the cervical and scapular regions. So, um, so that's what the Hatha Pradipika says. And with a little bit of what I learned during my training at Kaivalyatham, what we learned, the benefits of Neti, and what I experienced, my own experience of, so we did Jala Neti there, which was like in our syllabus, Jala Neti as well as Sutra Neti. So today, as I said, we just stick to Sutra Neti. So Sutra Neti, it helps people with asthma. So asthma, migraines, sinusitis, headache, tension, runny nose, snoring, um, and many issues with respiratory tracts. Now, my own personal experience, I can say that it has really, really helped me with sinus, because I used to have very bad sinusitis, which would go so bad that it would get into like bronchitis almost. And since I've been doing Sutra Neti the last 2 years, I don't have any problems with it. And last year, I actually thought that my tonsil was swollen and I had to get a corona test done, but actually, it was my wisdom tooth which was like coming out further, and it was like hurting my cheek, which got inflamed, and that's why the doctor thought it was tonsils and or maybe corona, but then thankfully both was not the case. It was my wisdom tooth. So even tonsillitis, it helps, because I had really bad tonsil problems since childhood, and I still have my tonsils. They've not been taken out. So so yeah, it helps. In my opinion, tonsillitis, sinus, my experience, not opinion, sorry, experience, and also some allergy issues, because sometimes I used to really suffer, like at this time, a little bit of pollen allergy. Some of the pollen that flies at springtime was a bit nasty. So I don't have the proper pollen or hay fever sort of a thing, but I had like some sort of pollen. For example, chestnut flowers, they're very light, so they get into my eyes and nose, and then everything is red, and it starts to tear. That has also improved. That is what I observed. So that is my personal observation. Now, people who should be avoiding doing Sutra Neti are the ones with recent ear infection. So wait, ask the doctor if your ear is all right, if the infection is gone. People with cardiac problems, hernia, nasal septum operation, any respiratory tract issue, you should ask a doctor, because actually it helps building the lungs, building the whole nasal thing, clearing up your sushumna. Sushumna is the nadi where the ida and the pingala. So the ida is the left nostril, the right nostril is pingala, and the ida and the pingala, they meet together, and that is the sushumna. Um, so that's another not chakra, sorry, a channel. So with joins together, and that's the sushumna. So all that I'll talk about in some other posting. And it eliminates all these blockages. And personally, the psychological, and also if your nose bridge, and sometimes if your nose is a little bit difficult, then you have to also check with your doctor, consult your doctor before doing it, or stick to jala neti, because jala neti is really quite, I mean, it's really not harmful, and most people can do it. um, the psychological benefit, what I realized is that, first of all, it eliminates fear, because at the beginning I was a little bit, yeah, I was not sure how it'll go. I was not scared, but I was a little bit unsure how it would happen. And it took me really quite a long time to get used to Sutra Neti. It was not very easy for me. It's not like the first time that I got Sutra Neti. I mean, I got the sutra in my nose and could do the Sutra Neti. So it took a while, but then I kept the practice. So it really taught me personally patience. And I think many of them had fear. So it taught them to, you know, to, to, um, to get rid of this fear. Yeah. And of course, that leads to mental clarity. I mean, that's what the books as well say. Okay. So what else do I want to say? I think I've said everything. I'll write everything in the description box. So benefits and who is not supposed to do Sutra Neti and all such stuff. You will find everything in the description box. So now let's go on to do our Sutra Neti practice. So today I will do the Sutra Neti. As I said, I just knew Sutra Neti and Jala Neti. I didn't know that there were so many different types of Netis at all. This is just through reading and researching. Now, the neti, in olden times, people used to use thread. I don't think it was really made from cotton. I think maybe flax or something, which was more like the older fibers that grew in India. That's what I think, but I really don't know. Um, so So these days we use a catheter. So the catheter, you have different sizes. So I started with size 1, and today I'm using size 2. I mean, I've been using size 2 now since 1 year. So the first whole year I used size 1, then it broke. I mean, at one point of time, obviously it'll get a bit brittle and it'll break off. So I asked my brother to send me one, and he didn't know, and he landed up sending me the second size. So I started using the second size. Now let me bring this very close to you. I hope you can see. So one side of the catheter is closed and the other side is open. See here, you could whistle probably. I don't know, but at least you can see the difference, right? See, here it's closed and here it's open. So the one that is closed, you use that. So now the best and the easiest way to start off is with using some sort of some sort of moisturizer, something that makes the whole passing through very easy. So here I have a little bottle of desi ghee. So desi ghee is like a grass fed A2 milk, I mean Indian ghee milk. So I just take just a little bit like that, and I spread it. I mean, I just cover the whole thing here with this thing, and then yeah, so that's it. So before I start, because once I start, I won't be able to talk. You just have to see me doing it. So what you do is you pass through your left nostril and then you pass through the right nostril. So first you finish your one side, then you finish the other side. And after finishing, and when you go, so it goes through the nose and you take it out through the mouth. And when you take it out through the mouth, you use your index finger and the middle finger. It's not very advisable to use the other fingers, these. So important, short nails, not some long nails like some people these days. It's not very trendy when you're doing yoga. Sorry for, I don't want to criticize or something. I'm just telling you the practical thing because you can enjoy yourself while getting that. Second thing, because you're putting it the first time, it will get difficult, and if you have some blockages, don't force, just give time, patience, and someday it will really work, because it also worked with me, and I really never thought it would work with me, but it already worked when I was doing my training. And yeah, maybe the second week or third week it worked, and then I continued with my practice. So I used to do this every day before, because I was really obsessed. I thought, oh no, if I don't do it today, I will just, maybe it will never go again inside next day, or maybe I'll get my sinus and all. And then the Ayurveda doctor in Bombay told me, why are you doing it every day? You should do it like once a week or twice a week, depending, like if it's winter months and you have more phlegm, then you can do it twice a week, otherwise once a week. So I've been sticking to the rules. And another Ayurvedic doctor in Bangalore told me the same, and he was actually the one who, when he asked me about my yoga practice and all that, so I told him that I did my pranayam in Kaivalya Dham. So it was very nice, the comment that he said. I mean, it makes me feel really, really blessed and really grateful that I had this amazing chance of going to Kaivalya Dham and doing my program with my wonderful teachers, Paul Dallahan and OP Tiwari and all the other colleagues of theirs. But I mean, Paul was like the one who led our whole program, and OP Tiwari was always coming and doing question and answers and supervising us. And it's amazing to see this 88 plus year old man, uh, strong, and you can see the effects of pranayam when you look at these people. Anyway, so going back to, sorry for the digression that I always uh, do. So anyway, so you are supposed to put it, then you pull it out with these two fingers, and once it's out, you floss it, something like how you would floss your teeth. You're flossing between your nose and your throat. So a few times, you can decide how many times. Don't overdo. I do like 10, sometimes 15 or 19 or 21 or whatever, but I don't exceed 21, mostly 11 maybe. um, yeah, so now I have this, so I won't be able to talk. And after I finish doing that, what I'll do is I will do slight amount of kapalbhati. So first one nostril, so I'll shut my nose and I'll do, so you do not kapalbhati exactly, but somewhat like kapalbhati. So you do like a pump, your sharp pump of below the navel. So and then the other side, and then or this way. I mean, and because this is the mudra what we use when we do pranayam. All this in another posting about pranayam. So now let's see if it works. The whole week I didn't do, and I'm doing it now. So don't keep your chin too high, because there were some people who I realized were keeping like this. So I told them, no, you should bring it this. So this is like my own experience, which taught me the best way to do it. So I realized that if your chin is a little bit lower, it's easier for the nose, for this catheter to enter. And okay, so there you go. So very smoothly, very softly, you push it in. Okay, so I did 14 times now, and I mean it's a bit quite horrible to look at. So there's a little bit of mucus here. So I take it out. Now I'm in the garden, so I can just wash it here. Normally I would do it in the morning when I'm taking a shower. Today I'm doing in the garden, and can you imagine? It's 5 in the evening, and since 5, because you're supposed to do a Sutra Neti on absolutely empty stomach, what is okay? So the whole morning, since morning, I've been drinking only water because I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do this video so badly. And then there was some construction work going on, so I was like, oh no, I can't do it, it's very loud. And then some other kinds of things, and finally now I thought it's a little bit quiet and I can do it. So that's the way you do it now. So maybe because it's interesting, I want to finish it. So I'll do it the other side. So again, I take some ghee and I do the same procedure. So I uh, and it's amazing with ghee because it just slides. Like I'm thinking of Enid Blyton, and the Enchanting Wood. I used to really love Enid Blyton and read almost all her books. And then she had this book called Enchanted Wood, I guess, where there is a slide. It's a tree. It's like a magic tree, and then there are elves and all kinds of people living in the tree. And these two kids, they always go and they found the tree in the wood, and then they go to the tree and climb the tree. And then there's something called slippery slip, so it's like a slide. So the kids always take the pillow and they just slide down, so they only have to climb up the tree, but when they come down they slide down the tree. So that way it slides through your nose if you're going to do it like that with ghee. So it's better to do it with ghee than to do it wet. And the other thing is, when you buy the catheter, keep it for a while. You have to sterilize it. So you take hot water. I mean, I never really boiled it. I don't No, I didn't boil it. I took really hot water, also not boiling water, but hot water, because it comes sterilized actually. So and then I added salt in the water, and I kept this for a few hours, but very little salt. So salt has cleansing properties too. And then I kept it for a few hours, and I took it, and then it was ready. And always don't roll the the sutra too much, because then it has a tendency to break. And the other thing is, it will always have like one direction where it bends. So obviously you're not going to take the other side and try to put it in your nose. So you insert it in your nose where the natural bend occurs. So this one is like this is the natural bend. The other way it doesn't go. I mean, if I try to do like this, it's not nice. So I mean, it doesn't, like, even this has life, maybe atma. Anyway, so let's do the next side. So I use the natural bend, and I again insert slowly, carefully. Okay, so there's a little bit of problem now with the inserting part. And if your eye waters like my eye is watering now, it's very normal. It always waters a little bit. Okay, so it just doesn't want to go. Okay, so again, I've lost the same number of times, 14. So now I'll just wash it so that I have my Sutra Neti all ready for the next time. You don't have to wipe it or something, you just leave it. Now you can see that my nose, there's some water flowing out. That's just normal. You don't have to feel tense or something. You will get more mucus and your eyes watering. And now you do that Kapalbhati. I'll just keep this so that. Okay. So something what I do in my bathroom very privately. I was brave enough to show you. Brave enough, which makes me think of which mantra to end today's session with. So I'll do another posting with about the what you call Mrityunjaya mantra, which is like the mantra which really makes you quite fearless. I mean, I think feel very good by chanting it because it definitely makes you fearless. And we all have so much fear now with Corona as well. I mean, there's so much fear and there's so much insecurity, and you need to get rid of all this. It doesn't mean that you say no or whatever, or you go in a room with people with Corona patients and say, oh, I'm brave, I'm going to go there, nothing's going to happen to me. No, no, no. You have to use your discretion. As it reminds me of Ogden Nash saying this. No, there was a song. I mean, there was a poem where he wrote, where he uses this, but this was like a proverb that I really like. Discretion is the better part of valor, I guess. I don't remember. I think it was like that. I'm living like too long here in Germany. But in any case, so Ogden Nash is a poet, and he had this poem which I really liked called uh, the something of a born spectator. Wait, the so it's about the how he prefers to be a spectator than going and playing rugby or football or whatever. So anyway, that's again a little distraction. But coming back, so because of Corona and so much of what you call, so much of insecurity and all, I would say you chant whatever makes you feel good, and whenever you are worried or tense or something, just go and pray, because prayer is like your connection to the to your higher self, which is like to God, to the supreme soul. So whoever your God is. So now Mahamrityunjaya mantra is a mantra which is supposed to make you brave. I will talk about the mantra in another posting, but let's end today's session with the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् Okay, so by the way, I forgot to tell my name and my vlog. So that was again another episode of Yes, Yes, We Can Yoga Earth Stories. And that was me, Trupti, again. And I'm so happy to see you. And now I have to say bye, and I'll post very soon. You can see my other videos, and if you like it, please like and please comment so that I can improve my skills. And if you have any ideas, anything, please feel free. As I said, asanas will come as soon as I get the hang of how to use a camera and do everything, and how I can put it. I know it sounds a bit silly, but yeah, everyone is not good at everything, and I have so many things to learn, but I will eventually, and you're all there to support me. So thank you, bye, and have a great week, and see you again. Oh,